remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And before we do our starting lineups, I'd like to first say a special thank you to our superintendent, Mike Cumming, and our headmasters, Greg Hassett and Paul Cabana, for allowing both of our away and home fans for being here to be able to celebrate this game today. So thank you to all of you. In addition to our athletic directors, Todd Barnett and Dave Schultz, for filling in and helping out with today's event. Thank you. And now for the starting lineups, first for the Falcons. Senior number 5, Sophie Ledley. Senior number 10, Juliet Butcher. Senior number 11, Emma Torello. And senior 13, Anna Coleman. And senior number 15, Laura Heron. The Falcons are coached by Sarah Kinsley. And now the starting lineup for your Fairfield Warde Mustangs. Junior number 5, Gracie Lemparski. Junior number 22, Maya Henry. Senior number 10, Grace Conway. Senior number 11, Tegan Tully. And senior number 15, Emily Johnson. Fairfield Warde is coached by Dave Danko, assisted by Steve McGillicuddy, Kim Rasmussen, and Max Lyon. The players and coaches of both teams.
Saturday afternoon hoops in the FCAC, and we are so happy to be with you on the Falcons Sports Network. We're live from Fairfield Warde High School. The Falcons hit the road for their 4th game of the season, all set to take on the Fairfield Warde Mustangs. And a stranger happened to wander into the broadcast booth. Who are you?
Aiden, I am fired up to be here. Let me tell you something. Some fans back in the arena. Warde, Ludlowe, crosstown rivals. Coach going with the 5 seniors to start the game, which is a really nice touch, Aiden. And coaches, they never miss a trick, right? Coach Danko reminded me as I was walking in the gym that he is 1-2. I'm sorry, he's 2-1 against this Ludlowe senior class. So believe me, they want to finish this out 2-2 against their crosstown rivals.
We are ready to tip. We'll get some keys to the game as we move along here. But ready to go this afternoon. This is the crosstown rivalry, maybe the only time we get this game. Usually we get it multiple times, but we only get it once this year. It's Conway who tipped it to the Falcons, and they start the game on offense. Entry for Pullman.
Yeah, last game you started seeing Pullman back in her spot that she's most comfortable, working in that 10-foot range around the basket, Aiden. Basketball's real simple, right? Comfort and confidence. And Anna playing back in her old spot. It's exactly what they're looking for. Get her back going.
Tough first possession, ends in a turnover. And here come the Mustangs on the opposite end, controlled by Emily Johnson, a captain, loose, and another jump ball. That hasn't changed. Many things have changed with this Falcon team since last year. That has not. They are very much still aggressive. In fact, they've gotten even more aggressive over the past few months. It's not just Anna who will go after that jump ball.
No doubt. It is great seeing Emily out here, Aiden. Just watching her in warm-ups. First game back from another knee injury. Hate seeing that with these young kids. I feel like she's moving well. It could be a nice little spark for the Mustangs, having her back.
The 5 to start the game are Torello, Buscher, Lemley, Paulman, and Heron. We mentioned all 5 seniors. But again, when you have this versatile of a group, it really doesn't matter who starts. Sophie Lemley, first start of her career, and she's got the first bucket of the game. A 3 for Lemley, and the Falcons get the early lead.
Beautiful shot, Aiden. She has textbook form. And listen, she should not be shy about shooting.
And they
she
throw
can knock those down.
They throw it away. Falcon basketball with 6:52 to play in the first. Great to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon. Falcons and the Mustangs. We wanted to do both the girls and the boys games, but time constraints would only allow us to do one. You can still watch the boys, just without our commentary. 3 from Heron, in, out. And Torello attracts the foul from Conway.
Yeah, it's funny. They have this small lineup. And by the way, one of the advantages that Ludlowe has is their size. I mean, Madison's been playing incredible. Caitlin, what a game she had against Danbury, a big team. And Callie, she's just steady Eddie, just tremendous athlete, gets up and down the floor. She's been playing phenomenal. But what's interesting is this smaller lineup is spreading out the zone, which is creating that little easy rebound and putback for Emma.
First shot went, second shot, good. It was so awkward in those first 2 games, and even with the boys, when they're shooting free throws and there's no one in the gym, it is deadly silent. Foul committed, should be against Laura Heron. It is.
I agree, Aiden. No one wants to play in front of an empty gym.
It didn't feel right.
For all you seniors, you included, this has been just an absolutely surreal situation. I mean, who would have thought, or a year later, we're still dealing with this? Hopefully we're back to some normalcy now. We got the parents here at least. We got some fans. People are excited to be here. It's fun.
Controlled by Johnson, now with 3. Off, rebound in from Tegan Tully.
And that's where Ward is going to have the advantage with this smaller lineup. Tegan's very active. You're going to have to keep her off the boards.
Heron got blocked. Paulman rips the rebound underneath. She's double-teamed into the corner for Buscher. Falcons coming off a big win last week against Danbury, 11-point victory. Really solidified, in my mind, the top 3 teams in the league are so much further above everybody else because Danbury was supposed to be maybe not the best team, but at least able to compete. And that didn't seem, I mean, the Falcons basically led from start to finish.
They did. The FCIAC is always one of the top divisions in girls basketball. This year is no different. Even with this surreal situation, right? You have 6 extremely good teams. The league is very talented.
There's another turnover. Buscher bounce into the lane. Heron too short. Summers got it. Back up. Tried to attract the foul. No. Paulman shot fake. Now puts it up. No. But they're able to get those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, you see the size of Callie.
Yeah. The size all around. Here's a 3 from Buscher. Off. Paulman got a rebound over 2 Mustangs. Up. No. There must have been 4 or 5 shots taken on that possession. Really just a great offensive rebounding possession there. Too strong on the layup attempt from Henry. Opposite end. Heron too short. Paulman. Finally they get one of those layups to go.
Yeah, they should be able to run on Ward, Aiden, especially if Maya is going to drive down the lane. If she doesn't finish, it's very important that Ward gets back because this Ward team, this Ludlowe team can fly. They have some athletes out there.
Entry, Conway, too short. Up again, and this time she'll hit it. First bucket of the day for Grace Conway.
She's really improved over the years. Has excellent size, good strength. You know, stick with it. I love that.
We will take a mass break with 4:27 left.
You see right away Warde bringing in some of their younger players. We have freshmen in here, Emmy Carley.
And Ludlowe does too. They bring in the sophomores. 2 of them have come into the game. That's Summers and Roman. We'll have Finnegan in probably a few minutes. Summers, the entry. Perfect play. Heron lays it up and in. 9-4 lead for the Falcons.
Beautiful backdoor cut by Laura. Great find.
Mustang timeout with 4:12 to play, and the Falcons up by 5. Early totals, and you can see what we've mentioned all season long, how spread out this scoring can be for the Falcons. Lemley has the 3, Torello with 2, both off free throws, and Paulman and Heron both with layups. You've got 4 different players. They played, 6, 7 players already, and 4 of them have scored.
You're right, and with Madison, if she's going to come out of the paint, that really confuses the defense. You saw that Coach Danko bring in 2 young players, a sophomore and a freshman. They were confused on defense. Guess what? You're a senior, you see it. Laura goes back door, gets a nice little open layup.
Here comes that press. That's not going to help the Mustangs at all. They're going to have to get good at breaking that because the Falcons won't stop. Summers gets the jump ball. Could have very well been a turnover. You can tell the full court press is going to bother them a lot.
Listen, this little Emmy Colley, she's going to be a terrific player, but she is not used to seeing Callie on front with 2 wings coming at her. That is a tough spot for a freshman to be in, Aiden.
Falcons by 5, 3:50 to play. Layup underneath. That goes.
Same exact play, Aiden, right? Callie can see over the defense, right? So if you're going to cut behind it with her up top, I mean, that is beautiful offense.
11-4, 7-point Falcon lead. Good home run pass. Conway on the block, lays it in. That's her second basket. She might be their best hope at really staying in this game. You got to just keep dumping it down to her.
Yeah, and she looks very comfortable down there. A very nice shot. 2 nice baskets by her early.
11-6, 3:21 to go. That one goes in. First basket of the day for Madison Roman.
And that's Madison right there, Aiden. Just head down, strong to the basket, eyes up at the rim, and finish. She's just having a terrific year.
13-6 now. 5 players have scored. Good turnover. Roman got it. Summers into the lane, spinning, can't get the layup, but got the rebound. And it's funny to think all those layups they've missed so far, and they're still up by 7. 3 way short from Paulman. Long rebound is pulled by the Mustangs and Caruso. In transition, Carley. Mustangs with Henry straight away. She's one of the veteran players on this team. Going to be a big leader for them this season. Long 3, too strong. Rebound pulled by Summers. She's going to do a lot of the rebounding today, especially with Caitlin out.
Yeah, she is so athletic, so long. She's just a real tough matchup. You know, the fact that she can get a rebound and then dribble it up the court, I mean, that just provides so many options.
Torello, that's a long 2, short. Roman the rebound, poked away. Heron a 3. Off again, Torello underneath. And another foul. We've seen a lot of clean basketball.
We have this zone. It's effective because you're making them shoot jumpers, but guess what, Aiden? You got to also be disciplined and box someone out. Warde is not doing that right now. And these long shots are coming off the backboard hard, which is playing to Ludlow's advantage because they're just tracking them down.
13-6. A timeout charged to somebody. No, it's a mass break. And those are it's always going to be tough to tell whether it's a timeout or a mass break.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but if it's for the best interest of the athlete, then fine, you do it. These kids seem like they want to go, Aiden. I will
True
say,
story.
You know, we haven't gotten a chance to talk about Ludlowe yet this year. I mean, this is the makeup of this team is perfect, Aiden. You have experience, you have size, you have sophomores now that got great experience last year playing. We're playing fantastic. I mean, this is really a talented team.
Torello was fouled, so she's going to shoot as we come out of this mass break. And maybe you can speak to this as a coach, those mass breaks. Do you feel like that's good for an extra timeout? Because, yes, you do get the time to talk to your players, but they do have to be distanced. So you can't really say anything that you don't want the other bench to hear.
No, it's exactly right, Aiden. They're not productive, right? The coach can't go out there and instruct. So really what it does is it kind of is a momentum killer almost. You know, we hear Ludlowe off to a great start, 15 points already, 6 minutes into the first period. You know, you hate taking those breaks. You want to keep going.
Yeah, there's not much coaching that really needed to be done there. They're playing a real good game to start. Mustangs just trying to stay with it. Not sure many people expect them to win this game. Good basket there from Tully, her second. But
Tully,
if they can keep it close, I think that would be respectable.
Absolutely. Listen, Tully is a terrific athlete. If she's making that little 8-10-foot jumper, this Warde team will be very tough.
Roman misses the jumper. That may be the only thing Sarah Kinsley would like to change, and it's been something a constant throughout the season. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite them in a big game. Oh, tough scoop shot missed by Henry, but she's always talked about these first 3 games. She's always talked about, tough pass. She's talked about the need to hit those little bunnies because they just haven't been able to.
Yeah, no, they absolutely, listen, she's getting great looks. But when she misses those, they're putting the team in a very bad defensive predicament because she is the point guard. She's supposed to be the one who's responsible for getting back. Ludlowe again had Juliet breaking out. You know, they almost got another easy look. We just couldn't find her in the open court. But if Maya's going to drive, they got to get people getting back.
3 too short off the hands of Tully. Final minute of this first quarter. Falcons have rolled through. Good layup. Summers missed it. Roman got the rebound. Now she's going to shoot a 3 off. That possession kind of really showcased the versatility of Callie Summers, and now she comes on tight defense.
Yeah, I mean, look at the way she plays D, Aiden. I mean, that's phenomenal. Right? I mean, she is long. She's fast. I mean, she's on you full court. That's a nightmare. Right? And look what happens. They pick up a cheap foul on Ortiz. Look how young this Warde team is right now, Aiden. I mean, you have Tully, the only senior, and then you have some sophomores, a junior. I mean, the future's bright here at Warde.
Absolutely. This is kind of 2 teams headed in opposite directions. Falcons are going to need somebody to lead next year once these seniors graduate. The Mustangs, they have their leaders. They just need them to grow up a little bit.
Nice shot right there.
Finnegan rolls out, but she's going to start hitting those. It's just a matter of time with the layups.
Yeah, absolutely. She played terrific against Danbury. She's so comfortable facing the basket, Aiden. She made a couple nice jumpers against Danbury. It's, she just has to get a little more comfortable with her back to the basket, which is just not a natural position.
There's a 3 from Ortiz. Good shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's not something you're expecting, right? Ortiz to be hitting corner 3s. Listen, all things considered, Warde only down 4. It's kind of, best they could have hoped for, Aiden. This quarter could have gotten away from them quickly.
15-11. The Falcons only up by 4 as well as they played in that first half. They kind of had a little scoring drought at the very end, but that'll be something they'll improve on.
Yeah, crosstown rival. I don't care what the records are, what the talent level is. This game's going to be close. You know, Coach Danko and McGillicuddy over there, they love this, right? They love this game, right? They love having pride in their team. They coach a lot of these girls in the spring, in the summer, in the AAU programs. So, they have a lot of familiarity with every girl over there on that Ludlowe team.
I think the only thing they might be missing is to play this game before the boys' game with all the fans here. It would have been a really fun way to send off these seniors, but we're going to make the best of it. And who's to say they won't meet again?
Yeah, no, you're exactly right? There's actually a nice little crowd here, Aiden. But you're exactly right. In this crosstown rivalry game,
there's a lot of parents.
The crowd fills in as the game goes on with students, and that just adds energy and excitement to this game. So unfortunately, we're going to miss that today, but listen, this is significantly better than what we've had. This great little crowd here.
The students I know are working on getting some sort of viewing experience. I know they were talking about maybe setting up in an auditorium and watching a live stream. They'll figure out a way.
Yep.
Especially if the 2 great teams, or the 4 great teams, boys and girls in the town of Fairfield, can make a deep run. And I know the boys, both teams are expected to do very well. I was with them against Danbury. Maybe not their best game, but they're going to try to knock off Warde today, and that would be a big statement victory. Long 3, Summers, too short.
I like seeing her take the shots, though, Aiden. If she can start out knocking down shots, her game just elevates to the absolute next level.
Travel called. Conway took steps.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for Conway to catch that ball on the floor, right? She's about, 8 or so feet from the basket. Required her to kind of make a move, put the ball on the floor. You're asking a lot from her, especially with a guard on her, kind of underneath her.
With Torello out, Buescher gets a turn to run the offense. Inside 2, that might be the shortest shot I've ever seen her take. There's a 3, and that is her signature shot. Good start to the quarter with a 3 from Buescher to make it a 7-point lead for the Falcons.
Yeah, and it's great offense, Aiden, right? You see the pass and the cut through. Ward is staying with them, but then they're leaving them. So that opposite side across is wide open.
Stolen away, Paulman in transition, and a 9-point lead for Ludlowe. She's got 3 layups for 6 points in this first half, 20-11. And again, they start to move into a more pressurized defense, and it really seems to bother Fairfield Warde.
Yeah, great rebound, great outlet, and this is where Callie's so tough.
Stripped away underneath, and it went out off of Summers. Torello checks in for Callie. Give her a break for the first time since early in this game.
And back to this 1-2-2 press. I mean, Ward hasn't handled it badly, right? They got in trouble early with the freshman kind of getting stuck right over half court, but ever since then, they've been handling it very nicely.
High post, tried to dump it to Conway, but the entry pass intercepted by Roman. Paulman couldn't quite handle it, but more great defense. Conway is their main offensive threat. Her and Tully have 4 of the 5 buckets for Fairfield Warde so far, so if you can keep it on the outside, they don't seem to be a particularly three-point oriented offense. Free throw line misses. Really good rebound by Roman.
A great rebound, Aiden. Rip your arm off right there.
AP to the rack, stripped away, but the Falcons will keep possession.
You just feel like Madison grew up with an older brother, right? You kind of bully her around. I mean, she's tough. You just picture her at the dinner table, right? Reaching for that last, French fry or whatever. She just goes after it, Aiden.
Shot rims out, another rebound. Same thing with Paulman.
Oh,
she has 2 sisters, but you feel like she could very well have 2 brothers.
Absolutely. Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that, right? Anna and Madison, they're almost a clone of each other, Aiden. Right? They both are super aggressive. Both play so hard. No doubt. Very similar.
Roman picked up a foul there with 5:57 left in the half. Falcons by 9.
That's probably the only concern you ever have with Madison, right? She's so important to this team. You don't want her picking up fouls 90 feet from the basket, Aiden.
Next week is going to be a little interesting. We don't know where the Falcons are playing. We know they have a game against Greenwich, and we know they're probably going to end up against St. Joe's over the weekend, but they have a game against Bassick that has been postponed again. They're still trying to find an opponent for early in the week. They may very well only have 1-2 games next week.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. I mean, we've gotten through the first 2 weeks seamlessly, but unfortunately, it looks like there's going to be some hiccups coming up. Hopefully, Coach Schultz, the AD, the commissioner of the FCAC, hopefully he can kind of work some magic, make some schedule adjustments, keep these kids playing.
And the boys are going to have a tough week, too, because Greenwich is in quarantine. They may still have a game against Bassick, and that may be where we end up early in the week.
Good. Ward is going to have to protect the freshman, Aiden. They're putting her in very tough situations on this trap.
Tully, entry for Caruso. Free throw line jumper goes for Conway.
Hey, Aiden, let me tell you something. That is impressive, right? A foul line jumper from Conway. That is beautiful.
5:28 left in the half. Pass on the baseline goes out. Summers is in. Give Juliet a quick rest. I would bet that we see her again before this half ends. She's only taken 1 shot, but she hit it.
Conway comes from a long line of very talented basketball players. So
true story.
This is definitely no surprise to see her playing this well.
Her brother Sean, a legend here at Fairfield Warde, was part of those really great FCAC teams
Yeah, no doubt. Her brother Sean, her other brother, talented player as well. Dad's very into the game. Mother, talented player at Westport. I mean, there's a lot of basketball history in that family.
Falcons got bailed out by a travel again. That's happened a few times where they've been ready to commit a foul underneath, but they've gotten bailed out by the travel. Summers, just couldn't quite get it. Ripped the rebound. The mask came off. They're going to stop play.
And it looks like it broke, too. It's just frustrating.
Oh, that is frustrating. But, of course, Sarah Kinsley's got the extra masks.
Yeah,
she came prepared.
Yeah, ironically, it's the fourth game. First time we've actually seen that. You'd think it would be happening more often.
Yeah, when you're wearing the surgical masks, it's probably easier than when you're wearing the fabric ones, but yeah.
Yeah, it almost makes sense to wear that surgical mask because you want it to give way. You don't want someone's fingers getting caught in there.
Caruso, long three, Henry off. Falcon rebound, and they come in transition.
By Ward, though, handling the trap much better, not putting Carly in tough spots.
Torello finds Paulman, feeding for Summers. Paulman to the baseline, and the pass to Roman broken up.
It was a good thought. I love that drive and bounce it into the middle. Like to see a bounce pass there.
To the baseline, Tully. One of their more experienced stars and one of their less experienced stars, Caruso, ripped the rebound. Carly into the paint, off. The rebound still too strong.
Drive. You love seeing that if you're Ward.
A real good combination of the junior Tully, I beg your pardon, the senior Tully, and then some of the younger talent on that Falcon team, or on that Mustang team rather, combining there to get some good offensive rebounds. Didn't end with a basket.
No, absolutely. That was a great possession by them. Terrific drive by Carly. Good rebound, good effort by Tully. They just got to finish those. That's how they're going to stay close in this game. Caruso, I mean, she's nothing but effort out there, Caruso.
4 fouls on the Mustangs and 2 on the Falcons. That's another thing we've seen this year. I don't know really why it's happened, but we've talked about it every single game. The basketball's been very, very clean.
You're right. Very few fouls have been called. The games have been flowing.
I don't know whether it's the social distance factor or just whatever it may be. We've seen really clean basketball, and that's the way it's meant to be played. It can still be physical, but it's been very clean, and you're not stopping every 5 seconds to go to the free throw line.
I like this setup right here, Aiden, that both Caitlin and Madison in with Callie can go high-low in this setup against this zone. They
go low. Summers can't quite get that low rebound to go. Mustangs have done a very good job at defending and making sure those buckets don't go down low. They could be in a lot of trouble if even half those shots went in. Long three, far side too short. Henry got the rebound. 3:25 left in the second quarter. Long three in from Fry in the corner.
Another young player, Aiden, and she has a beautiful shot. Very impressive.
Entry. Layup on the other end for Finnegan. It's now 22-26. That's Finnegan's first bucket of the game.
Aiden, that was a great move, right? Didn't hesitate. Made one move to the middle, turned back to her left, and finished. That's what you got to do. Don't hesitate down there.
7 Falcons have now scored of the, I believe, 9 or 10 into the game. Heron, transition, lays it in. She'll get the offense back on its feet. An 8-point lead for Ludlowe, their largest of the night.
Yeah, again, they're just putting Emma in very tough spots, Aiden. Hard for a freshman. Again, now that time they have the sophomore in the middle in another tough spot.
Summers underneath.
That's a foul, Aiden.
Roman the putback.
Clean it up. Atta girl.
So now it's up to 10. This may be getting close to a timeout time for Dave Danko. He may want to stop at some point. If they can't get a bucket here, you don't want to go down by double digits against this Falcon team. That's just not going to work out in the final 2 minutes of this half. Reach and foul against Madison Roman.
Yeah, that's
her second. No one's in foul trouble yet, though, and that was a big problem last year. They would get to points where Coach Kinsley has the rule that if you foul twice in the first half, you're out, and Roman is, but they would get 3-4 of their best players picking up 2 fouls early, and it would really be a problem.
Yeah, you're right. Coach Stanko has already used 2 timeouts in this game, Aiden. Probably doesn't want to use a third one here in the first half.
Ripped away, transition. Rolls out of bounds. Is it Falcon ball? It is.
Yeah, I mean, that's just great effort, right? Tussle down the other end here. Laura holds her up. Emma sprints down the other end of the court and forces that turnover. That's just great effort, Aiden. These
Carly
seniors,
couldn't hang on. All right, we'll see if they can get another basket or 2 before the half ends. Inside 2 minutes to play. Entry for Finnegan. That's a tough matchup for her, but she still has the size advantage. Corner 3, Buescher, it goes in. That's her second, and now the 13-point lead for Fairfield Ludlowe.
Yeah, it's a very important final 2 minutes of the half here, Aiden. Warde is holding on, but you could see they're feeling the stress right now of this game. And again, they don't have Maya in here. It's a very tricky spot for these younger kids to be in.
6 for Juliet. She's tied with Paulman for the leading scorer in this first half. Now she's got to go on defense, guard Carly. Ortiz. That's an interesting matchup, Finnegan and Ortiz. Finnegan still has the size advantage, but Ortiz can really play some strong defense.
Yeah, strong girl, you're right, but Caitlin has significant size advantage on her, at least 3 or so inches. And Caitlin, she's skilled, Aiden. I mean, she's not at all concerned by playing someone who's a little stronger than her.
Into the corner. Buescher threaded the D. They got it back to her. Paulman in the corner. Underneath, there's Torello. Second time we've seen her go down low today. Might be an interesting development if she can start hitting some easy layups from underneath.
Yeah, it was a great cut. Beautiful find by Caitlin and nice defensive play. They're going to have to get Maya going too, Aiden. She hasn't scored yet.
Ortiz had a 3 earlier. Can't get that to go. Summers rips the rebound. And Buescher, we'll see if they hold for one shot. You know they are. 25 seconds left in the first half. And they'll hold the ball for a little bit. Summers was hit, but the ball will stay with Fairfield Ludlowe.
Yeah, plenty of time. 18 seconds is an eternity. Be great to get one more basket for the half.
18.5 left in the half. Now 15 seconds. Torello controls. Buescher on the wing. Into the corner for Paulman. Finnegan. AP takes the shot and nails it. That's a long 2 as the half expires. And she will finish as the half's leading scorer. 4 baskets for her, good for 8 points. And the Falcons lead 31-16 as we go to break.
Great way to end the half right there, Aiden. Anna played terrific that half. This is definitely a kind of revitalization of seeing Anna kind of be the leader of the team, force it offensively, score those points.
31-16 as we go to half. Some totals in the first half. For the Falcons, that scoring continues to be spread out. Lemley had a 3. Buescher had 2 threes, good for 6 points. Torello didn't get a bucket, but she still gets 4 points off of those free throws. Paulman had 8 on 4 baskets. 2 baskets for Heron, that's good for 4 points. Another 2 for Finnegan. And 4 for Madison Roman. That's a really, really good halftime score sheet if you're Fairfield Ludlowe.
And this is why they're so tough, Aiden. They have so many girls that could score. I mean, they're hard to defend. I mean, you're going to go man, then you have a problem inside with Madison and Callie and Caitlin. You're going to go zone. Well, they got girls that can shoot and move that ball around. They're a very tough matchup.
For the Mustangs, Fry had 3. It's a much more condensed scorecard, as you might expect. Conway had 6. Tully had 4. And Ortiz finished with a 3 as well. You really want to start spreading that score sheet out. And it will as they move along and as those younger girls start to feel out this team and really grow into their roles. But right now, they're very much an 8-9 seed in the FCX. It would be good if they can get 1 or 2 wins in the tournament. I think that could be a good goal for them. if they can get an 8-9 seed, maybe they win that first game against one of those teams that in a normal year would barely make the FCAC playoffs.
Right. You're right. I mean, there's plenty of talent on this Warde team. They're just young, right? So as they get more experience, they're going to get better and better. I will say this, Aiden, they cannot win games if Maya is going to score 0 points in a half. They need her putting at least 12 points in a game. And, you know, it just puts too much pressure on the rest of the offensive players if she's not going to be scoring.
Our score at halftime is 31-16. We're kind of just hanging out.
Yeah, Aiden, I tell you, this is starting to feel normal, right? We have the dance scene in front of us. I mean, we haven't seen this yet in these first 3 games. It's got to be fun for these girls out here, too, right? I mean, think about how much time and energy they put into this routine they're doing, and they're killing it out here, right? This is fun for them. They got a crowd they're doing it in front of. Even behind the mask, you can see the smiles. I mean, it's great.
It certainly felt good to have some parents back. And now you got to win some games. And it's going to be an all-out sprint in terms of our broadcast schedule until basically June. We're going to have all kinds of games because as soon as these guys end, whether that be with an FCAC championship or an early round exit, we will be moving on to spring sports. They start quite literally the day after the winter sports season ends. And we'll have plenty of spring sports. They did announce the other day there will be a full season complete with state tournaments.
That's great. I mean, they missed their entire spring season last year.
They do deserve it. And it'll be fun. An all-out sprint until June.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. It's crushing that this Ludlowe team will not have a chance to make a run in the state tournament.
I was just thinking that. They'll get a chance to win the FCAC, but
yeah, the FCACs are going to be brutal.
It's a long schedule. It's going to be a long schedule, whether they're the 1, 2, whatever they happen to be.
Yeah, the FCACs
they're going to have to play at least one extra game than they normally would.
Brutal playoff, end of season playoff, and guess what? You would be seeing at least 2 or 3 of those same teams in the Double L finals. St. Joe's is M. They easily probably win Class M. I mean, you know, the FCAC always has 1 or 2 teams competing for state titles every year. It would be absolutely no different this year. And
Ridgefield would certainly be playing with a chip on their shoulder, given they were an early round exit last year. Staples, we know they're ranked in the state. We'll see how that pans out, but they're a ranked team. They probably would have been going far. They were one of the teams that got cut short last year. They were, I would think, on their way to a state championship, or at least one of the final 4 teams. I think they were in the quarters when everything got cut off. They were on their way to Mohegan Sun.
Oh, no doubt, Aiden. They were super talented last year. Upset in the finals by Ridgefield in a terrific championship game in the FCACs. You know, it's hard coming off that high and going right into the state tournament. Ridgefield found that out last year. But guess what? Ridgefield's back again this year, super talented. They're gonna be right there on the top of the FCACs, no doubt. Ridgefield, super tough. St. Joe's, super tough. You have Ludlowe, you have Danbury, you have Staples. I mean, it's really a deep league.
And those top 3 teams, I mean, they all got to play each other. The one game we did not get to see and probably will not get to see unless it's a playoff game is Ludlowe and Ridgefield. But who knows? I have a feeling that may get put onto the schedule. It was only off of it because it's such a long trip, either from Fairfield to Ridgefield or opposite. But in the end, that game gets taken off the schedule, and the Falcons may be meeting Ridgefield for an FCAC semifinal, maybe a championship.
Yeah, as you mentioned, right? There's going to be some fluctuation that goes on in the schedule. They could end up meeting Ridgefield, which would be fun. It's funny because they drove to Danbury last week. The bus was delayed, right? It took them a little while to get there. They run into the gym, only 15 minutes to warm up. I mean, those trips up to that Danbury Ridgefield area, they're grinding. That's part of the process. It's going through that gauntlet. So it'd be nice if they can get Ridgefield, Danbury to drive down here next time.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be tough without Ridgefield on the schedule. We've called that game the past few years. It was It always seems to be a fun matchup. The Falcons couldn't quite win last year, but they got him back the year before. It's been kind of an ongoing situation.
Yep, I mean, this senior class, especially Aiden, they've seen that Richfield team now since 4th grade, battling back and forth year after year. It's just a real fun, healthy rivalry. A lot of respect between each towns. It's fun, Aiden. It's what you want to see it end with the best teams on the court.
It would be so fitting, though, to watch those two in an FCIAC semifinal or an FCIAC championship and make it one of the last games that this group of seniors gets to play.
You're right. That would be fun for them.
That and of course they'll look forward to the revenge game against Trumbull, because I still think if they were to play Trumbull again, they would win. They would have just as good, if not a better chance of winning than they did before. It was you missed a good one. It was a great game. They fell asleep a little bit to start the fourth. They had a rough start to the fourth quarter, but other than that, they came right back. Juliet had a shot to tie it at the end. She got blocked, but they played as well as they could have possibly wanted to.
You're right. That was even with that lull they had in the beginning of the fourth, they still only lost by 3. They fought back the entire rest of the fourth quarter. Tip your cap to Trumbull, right? They made a lot of shots, Aiden. A lot of jumpers they made.
True.
So, tip your cap to Trumbull for doing that. But Ludlow's pressure gave Trumbull those open shots. So maybe you make some adjustments next time around you play Trumbull. But I'm with you. There is no doubt Ludlow can beat Trumbull.
And the other shame is we're not going to get to call as many of those games as we would have liked. In a normal year, we'd be at the quarterfinals doing 4 games and then try to get in the semifinals and the championship. But now it's going to be at the higher seeds. We'll get to do Ludlow, and that's basically going to be it.
So all the way to the championship, the higher seed is going to host?
That's what I've been told. That may change. And, of course, we're used to being in this gym for the boys at least. And that's always so much fun to watch those 4 games. It is one of the best days of the year to watch 4 games in a single day, back to back to back.
Yeah, it is a fun day.
And our Falcons were going to be in it. We'll definitely have the boys. We didn't get a chance to talk too much about them, but we will this week because we'll have at least 1, maybe 2 of their games, depending on how their schedule comes out after this whole COVID situation at Greenwich. But we're ready to go here in the second half.
Yep, back to the starting 5 for Ludlow, 5 seniors. They got them off to a nice start to start the game, Aiden. Let's see if they pick it right back up where they left off.
You mentioned Henry. She was scoreless in the first half and can't quite get a shot, but a good look for her to start the second, and the layup goes for Tully. She had 4 in the first half, now up to 6. Good start for her. She's really grown into that leadership role for the Mustangs.
Yeah, she's very athletic. Love the way she moves. She's talented, Aiden.
Good look for Torello, just short. Henry's still scoreless. You mentioned she can't go scoreless in a half this season.
No, they're going to need her to put up at least 10 to 12 points if they're going to have a shot in this game. That's Tully's move right there, Aiden. She's a lefty. People are not used to that. She always drives left. You have to know people's tendencies when you're guarding them.
Foul on the floor goes against Anna Paulman. That is her first. No one in any real danger of foul trouble yet. Roman's got 2, but that's basically the end of it. We'll see how long she sits on the bench to start this second half. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Tully finding Johnson. Entry for Tully. She's dominated down low, but met by 3 Falcon defenders. Good rebound by Grace Conway, and she'll get a basket. She was a big scorer for them in the first half.
Just the start Ward wanted, Aiden. 2 quick baskets, both in tight.
There's another 3 from Buescher. 6 in the first
right
half.
There, Aiden. Great answer. Listen, you leave her open, forget it. She's going to knock that down.
She's up to 9 on the game. Tully in transition lays it in.
A much better flow for Ward to start this half.
Yeah, whatever they did in that locker room, it certainly seems to be working. Heron got a 3. So as good as the Mustang offense has been, the Falcons have hit 2 big threes to start the half.
Yeah, that's a killer, right? As well as you said it perfectly. Perfect start for Ward. No problem, right? Senior experience. Knock down a few shots and keep playing.
Shots by Buescher and Heron give the Falcons a 15-point lead. It's going to be tough for the Mustangs to really do much if the Falcons can hit shots that easily. Into the paint, good layup, and finally Henry's on the board to start the second half.
Yeah, very nice move. You see, she's so comfortable with the ball. That's a great move.
Paulman met by 3 Mustangs in the lane. Oh, Buescher almost stripped that away in the backcourt. 5:50 left in the third. Mustangs trailing by 15 into the post. Too strong. Conway's been good down there. Didn't even have to get off the ground. That's how tall she can be.
Yeah,
lead now down to 11.
She's very comfortable down there, Aiden. She is playing impressively today.
Another 3. Lemley too strong. And they've gotten 2 other good looks in addition to those 2 threes that have gone in. Torello and Sophie Lemley have both gotten 2 really good looks that could have very well gone down.
Yeah, no, they're taking great shots right now. Just off. Sophie, don't hesitate, right? You're open. Anna, right where she wants to eat. Aiden, right down low. She's just the toughest, smallest power forward you'll ever meet.
I love that analogy. Right where she wants to eat. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. She's up to 10. Only player on this floor that has double digits. Here's Buescher in transition. Summers mishandled the pass. And then the pass from Summers couldn't find Buescher. So a tough little possession there, but nonetheless, Falcons lead by 13. They got a lot of leeway. They can afford to have 1 or 2 bad possessions here in this second half.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Ward has come out playing terrific, right? But they've stemmed the tide, still up 13, bringing in some subs, bringing in their other senior, Allie Noogs. You love seeing that.
Yeah, didn't even notice. She checks in for the first time today. She's gotten some good playing time.
Yeah, listen, she runs well. She moves well. She's a good athlete.
Heron missed it too strong. You could be saying that about just about anybody on this team. Roman tried a jumper. First time I've seen her try a jumper in a long time.
Yeah, listen.
But if she can develop that shot, right? That could be really, really dangerous. If she can go down low and then also hit a nice little jumper, kind of like Caitlin Finnegan, that's really, really scary.
And she's only a sophomore, Aiden, so she's going to be able to develop that jumper, no doubt about it.
Dave Danko has taken his 3rd timeout, only 2 remaining.
Yeah, it looks like Maya is gasping for air almost.
Yeah, you got to develop a way to breathe, and I'm sure that's something the Falcons have figured out how to do. You got to find a way to be able to breathe in those masks.
Yeah, it takes some getting used to, no question about it. It has to be so tough, right? Especially your first game back here with parents, right? So that adds additional breathing and stress to your body, right? So it's a further adjustment these girls are getting used to. Yes, they've been practicing. Yes, they've been running with the masks on. But now all of a sudden you have some fans here, and you're playing your crosstown rivals. All of a sudden your breathing's even a little different.
Low post. It's only too short. That actually wasn't a timeout. That ended up being a mass break.
Yes.
I'm not sure why they would have signaled it like a timeout.
Yeah,
but that's
right.
That's just going to be confusion. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Falcons in front by a comfortable 13. Roman, low glass, got it.
I mean, Aiden, with the left, off the glass. I mean, that is a beautiful finish. Man, she is just having a fantastic year.
41-26. Tully, so good down low. She moves, and she's kind of built a lot like Callie Summers, where she can really move as a power forward.
Yeah, very similar build to Callie. Long, lean, runs. I mean, she's had a great career here at Teagan. Played a lot of games.
Might be the only reason they're still in this one. Entry for Conway, tipped out by Roman. They've done a really good job keeping the ball outside, and that's something they're going to want to keep doing for these next 11 and a half minutes. The ball cannot go down low with this Mustang team. That's the one place they're really doing well so far this afternoon.
Yeah, still a lot of time left in this game. So, you know, little run here by Ludlowe, put this thing away, but don't want Warde getting any confidence. Nice
Good
pass.
pass.
Great finish.
Oh,
just
Laura couldn't quite get it. Stripped out, and the ball stays with Ludlowe. Last year, these two teams played a terrific game. I'm remembering it.
You're right.
We saw two really good games with the boys and the girls. The girls, it ended up being a game that knocked Warde out of FCAC playoff contention. And Laura Heron certainly has fond memories. She was part of that group that was able to finish out the game. It was really, what a terrific game that was.
Yeah, it was.
Last year.
Super
And Buescher
exciting.
hit some clutch free throws down the stretch. It was one of their bigger wins and maybe the turning point, because I don't think they lost a regular season game after that. They went on a nice little run to end the season.
They did.
Second foul on Ludlowe, and
Finished really strong last year and make the FCAC
they ran into
tournament
two
again.
really good teams in the playoffs with Staples in the FCAC and then East Hartford, a real tough loss in the state tournament. But that was really what propelled them. They got to the FCAC playoff because they made that run at the very end. And that Warde game was really the start of it. To the corner for Caruso. Summers got her hand on the pass. It goes out of bounds. 2:51 left in the third. It's 41-26. Very comfortable game today. This is the perfect Saturday game for the Falcons. Unfortunately, next Saturday it may not be so relaxed. They're going to play a very good St. Joe's team.
Oh, no question.
On the road.
Very tough game. Very good team. That's going to be brutal.
Long three off. Rebound gripped by Tully.
Yeah, the younger Tully, Aiden. Again, another young girl. We got a lot of players.
How about a three from Henry?
They called it two. Must have been stepping on the line.
Okay. 41-28, and
Beautiful
Summers got
ball
one to go.
movement. Finish with the layup. You gotta love that, Aiden. The Warde team's a little out of shape compared to the Ludlowe team.
Believe it or not,
Ludlowe's
that's the
taking
first
advantage of
basket from Summers today. And she's gotten so many good looks. You feel like that can't be right because she's been down low and gotten so many really good looks. Heron gets all kinds of good looks, and she lays it in.
You know, Aiden, she's not afraid to run. Right? She sees you have possession, and she takes off. That's how you get those nice, easy baskets.
Yeah, that can be a really fun role for her, just sprinting in transition. Entry to the high post, now to the low post. Conway met by Finnegan, but goes up and over.
Great ball movement, great finish by Conway.
Her and Finnegan have been a very fun matchup to watch today. Two very evenly matched players. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to watch them for too much longer. Good shot by Heron. That goes in, and it's now 47-30.
And you love seeing Laura play this well, Aiden. She, had a little struggle last couple games with her jumper. She is knocking them down today. This just bodes well.
Finnegan almost stripped away that entry pass from Conway, who now has 4 baskets in this second half. Still have yet to see a substitute. Oh, no, we've seen 2 from the Falcons, but very little substitutions in this third quarter. Coach Kinsley kind of just letting what works kind of work. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, no, the girls are playing well. Nice, comfortable lead. Nice breakout by Allie.
Neugebauer to the rack. Lays it in.
Aiden. That's what you love to see. That's how you get out and sprint.
49-32, Neugebauer.
Beautiful outlet. Beautiful finish by Allie.
She becomes the 9th Falcons score today.
Another breakaway, Aiden. They're just wearing them down. I mean, there's too much athleticism, too much speed.
You said they needed a run to finish out the third quarter, and that's what they got. 51-32. That may have put it away. A 19-point lead for Fairfield Ludlowe. We'll take a short break and join you for the final quarter of action. Ludlowe rolling on a Saturday afternoon. back for the fourth quarter. It's 51-32. Not much of a contest this afternoon, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, listen, Warde played a terrific quarter, Aiden. But Ludlowe unfazed, right?
Yeah.
That's experience. That's what experience gets for you.
Ludlowe just happened to play even better. And they're playing great to start the fourth. Buescher in transition, lays it in. Another basket for the senior.
Yeah, they're too much for Warde. I mean, Warde, you could see how they're gasping for air. They're stressed over this press. Conway has been their bright spot, though, Aiden. She's played a terrific game. Great pass right there to Tully.
Yeah, terrific pass. And Tully finishes at the rack. Buescher becomes the latest Falcon to get into double digits. She's now at 11 with a couple of threes and that basket in transition. It's the first time we've really seen the Falcon offense blunder, but
you see that?
There you go.
They're up 19 points. She's on the baseline here, sprints all the way down, knocks that away. That is just Anna.
53-34 with 7:16 to play. And it'll be fun because in a few moments, we're going to see the last few minutes of this half. We're going to get to see some of the younger talent from the Falcons. Maybe the two juniors on this squad.
Yeah, they have a lot of depth over there. A couple juniors over there. They have Rory Cutsey, nice talented sophomore guard. Yeah, future's bright here at Ludlowe too.
That's the first foul of the half against the Mustangs.
Yeah, that was a hard foul.
I thought that was Henry that committed it. Summers took a hard hit. 53-34, she goes to the free throw line. Haven't seen that much from either side today.
No,
Off
we've seen
front
very
iron.
few foul shots today.
We saw a couple in the first half and not much now. I don't think we've seen Warde at the free throw line at all. All these fouls have come on the floor. Summers 1 for 2, now a 20-point lead, their largest of this game. She's hit 5, all of them coming in the second half. Henry trying to get back on the scorecard as this game winds down. Terrific basketball today. Maybe not the most competitive game for a crosstown rivalry, but the Falcons will certainly take the win.
Yeah, you're used to seeing this game be real tight. But Ludlowe, look at Anna. I mean, she just is relentless. And that has defined her over these past 4 years.
She's going to college to play lacrosse. It is a shame she's not going to play basketball because she has been so much fun to watch these past 4 years, developing from basically the only one of those then 3 freshmen, her and Emma and Juliet, that played up on varsity. And at that time, actually, Callie Sorelli too, but she was really the only one that got significant playing time. Another bucket from Conway, but Anna's developed into basically the star of this team, and they don't even need her to score now in her senior year.
Yeah, I mean, they just like you mentioned at halftime, right? They have incredible balance. Look at this ball movement, Aiden. You're just getting wide open shots. You just love it, being out there, being a part of this. Another wide open shot for Allie. I mean, Aiden, look how comfortable she looked taking that shot. It's just amazing.
56-36.
Look at this hustle now, off the Warde player.
This has been terrific basketball, and Sarah Kinsley, you can tell she's got the mask on, but you can tell there is a very big smile underneath it. This is the best they've played all season, without a doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. Very complete game, right? Offensively, defensively, girls making jumpers, the ball movement. No, you're exactly right. This is the best they've played so far. And Warde is not a 20-point underdog, right, to this team. They're not. The spread is not that wide. So, give Ludlowe credit. They've played a great game.
That one rolled out from Henry. Outlet for Lemley. Good hit from Sophie Lemley.
So same situation, right? You have Henry taking the floater, and then Ludlowe secures that ball and goes.
16 points for Conway. She is the leader on either side. What a terrific game for her.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that Warde can play through her. She's been terrific down there.
it's a shame she's not going to be able to play with this younger group once they grow older. She could really help this team. They could turn into a dangerous squad that they used to be a few years ago. Shot out. They were in the FCX semifinals, the FCX championship every year. It felt like they were making deep runs, and it's kind of been a lull for Dave Danko and his squad, but they're certainly back, and they will be over the next few years. They missed out on the FCX playoffs last year.
Yeah, I agree. The future's bright. I mean, talented freshman class, sophomore class. They have a good 8th grade class coming in. You see them playing a lot of girls this year. So this is all about, trying to win games now and also building for the future.
There's the timeout from Dave Danko, and I do appreciate that Warde has been gracious enough to put the timeouts on the scoreboard. They don't do that at Ludlowe, and it makes my job updating the score line even more difficult. Terrific basketball today, and we wish that we could run across town to go do the boys' game. I don't think there's going to be enough time, but the boys' game will start in about an hour and a half.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game, too. Really, two evenly matched teams. They both lack size. They both have good guard play.
The boys are kind of developing size as they go. They have Stephen Keating and Eric Leonard. They're two bigs who really were kind of irrelevant. They didn't get much action against Stanbury, but they're coming back. And the boys definitely not as good as they were last year. I mean, last year's team was so good with Bentley and Kieser and Bork. I mean, that was such a great team last year.
Yeah, a terrific senior class that graduated. Same thing for Warde, right? Warde, you add in the Davis twins back into the mix. All of a sudden, that changes the dynamic of that team quickly.
The season got postponed last year, and we didn't get a chance to go see Ludlowe play for a state championship at Mohegan Sun. We were going to do that Ludlowe-New Canaan game the day that everything got canceled. And the consensus was that whoever won that game was going to the state championship. It would have been great for John Daly, who's been there for now 6 years, to finally get a title, but he'll try to play for one this year. And the boys, it's very much wide open for the boys. It's not so much for the girls. It's basically one of 3 teams is going to win the title. But for the boys, it's very much wide open.
Yeah, you're exactly right. It is. They came in thinking New Canaan was the best boys team, but Ludlowe played them super tough that first game. Only lost by 3. There's no question that the boys' side is wide open.
I mean, Warde was preseason number 1, basically consensus.
Yeah, but then they
now,
lost.
I mean, the only 2 real good teams that we kind of know will be right there down the stretch are Ridgefield and New Canaan. I mean, everybody else, the seeding is very much open to somebody making a big run. They make a big run there at the end, and maybe that's how the season ends. Maybe Ludlowe gets into the semifinals for the 2nd year in a row. Hasn't happened. Lemley, quick trigger 3 in the corner, off. Good rebound, Finnegan.
Yeah, beautiful rebound. Again, Aiden, right back up with it. We saw her make that really quick move in the first half. Same thing right there. Didn't hesitate. Right back up on the glass.
Yeah, she's got 4. I mean, you would have expected her to be to play more of a role in this game, but they didn't really need her to.
No, like you said, right? They have so many players, Aiden. It's just everyone chips in.
Conway couldn't handle the entry pass. Good tip by Finnegan right into the hands of Torello. 3 minutes left in this game. Falcons are rolling along.
Beautiful passing, Aiden. Look at these shots they're getting. I mean, it's just beautiful, right? Sophie to Callie to Allie. I mean, it's just beautiful basketball. What a run right there by Allie Nuggs, Aiden. You got to love that. Look at the crowd giving her a standing O and recognize how much effort she has put in, right? This is the ultimate teammate right there. Girl you love having on your team.
She dropped 6. That may be the most she's scored in a game in her entire career on the varsity squad. That's a really good performance by her.
6 points, looked comfortable, great shots, hustling. He's just got to feel good.
Claire Davenport's into the game. We mentioned we would see some of the juniors that'll be the seniors on this team next year.
Yeah, Campbell in as well, another junior. So the 2 juniors both in.
It's kind of an overlooked class. They haven't they haven't really gotten a ton of notoriety because the year before them is this incredible group of Torello and Buescher and these seniors. And the group after them is Roman and Finnegan and Callie and such incredible, then freshmen, now sophomores. So they kind of get overlooked. They're sandwiched in between two really incredible classes, but they'll get their chance to play next year as seniors.
It is tough, right? Basketball is only 5 people on the court. That's tough, Aiden. Right, and as you mentioned, they have 6 seniors, all of who have been around this game a long time, who are all very competent. The sophomores, give them their due, right? Incredible size in that class. So it does, I think what you just stated was perfect, right? They are a bit of a sandwich class, right? Campbell and Claire, terrific athletes. Right?
And there's also only 2 of them. That's kind of why they get so overlooked, is that you have such big classes. You have 3 really, the big 3 behind them, and then you've got such a strong group of 6, 7 seniors in front of them, and there's only 2 of them.
Yeah.
But they'll get their time next year.
Yeah, they just took out Conway. What a game she played, Aiden.
Yeah, she will end as the leading scorer by far. Good basket for Finnegan. She's gotten a couple late.
Yeah, the ball movement, Aiden. First off, beautiful pass by Sophie. Great angle into Caitlin. And again, she just quickly finishes up on that rim.
Mustangs kind of just hanging out now. 2:09 to go. This has been a tough game for them, but they'll definitely get a big win or 2 down the stretch. Good 3.
Aiden, I love seeing that. Emily's first game back, knocking down the 3. You just got to love that.
Her first basket coming late.
Terrible injuries over these past 4 years. You see Ludlow girls acknowledging her. Good for her, right? And I love the way she's moving, Aiden. We've grown up playing soccer with her, seeing her play basketball. She's a terrific athlete. Just hate seeing these injuries happen.
Yeah, her and Sophie Lemley both coming back after terrible injuries. They both got the brace on their leg. But Lemley's going to play a big role for them this season. If she can really develop as a shooter, she could be a very good player to have come off the bench and drop a couple buckets.
I think you're right. We've seen her take a few jumpers today. She has a beautiful shot. There's no questioning. If you're going to try and go zone against this large, bigger Ludlow team, she could play a factor in knocking down some shots for you.
Rory Kudzi is also into this game, and another Pullman that is not named Anna.
Yeah, with Rory and
the future of the Pullman family, the last of those 3. It's pretty incredible. I got a chance to call the last 2 years of Bridget's career, all 4 years of Anna's, and now the very first year of the varsity career.
Let's finish that out. Janie, the third in line of the Pullman crew. Ludlow is going to be crushed when there's no more Pullmans around, trust me.
Sarah Kinsley's going to be expecting another one pretty soon, and she's going to be very disappointed. The basketball factory in the Pullman house.
Yeah, there's just a great family, talented athletes. Janie sounds like she's a terrific soccer player. Just kind of family you root for, Aiden, no doubt about it. I hope Emily didn't get hurt there, Aiden. You see her kind of shaking her leg off. She went down awkwardly. They kind of stubbed feet. First game back, you want to be careful with her.
And she's a senior captain. That's a really big loss. I mean, Ward can still really salvage this season. They could get a few wins, and maybe we see this matchup again in the FCAC tournament.
Great
they get an
hustle
upset.
By Rory, Aiden. Look at this.
Couldn't get it, but Pullman with her first FCAC basket at the varsity level.
Yep, and guess what, Aiden? Because of effort, right? Rory, great steal, sprinting down for her layup, but you never anticipate every basket going in there. You sprint down there, you may pick up a nice cheap one.
You can count the players who haven't scored for the Falcons on one hand. And they're all on the floor right now with 43 seconds left. Timeout, Dave Danko. He will finish with just 1 remaining.
Yeah, you may be saying to yourself, why the heck's he taking a timeout? 40 seconds left, down 25. Well, guess what, Aiden? This is an opportunity for him to teach, right? Look
Absolutely.
how young this crew is out there. I think
this is the matchup we'll see next year.
3 sophomores. and you get to play against a talented Ludlowe team. Try to run something, right? You see him encouraging them to kind of run the offense. Be confident in their decisions. This is building for the future.
Look at the players who have scored today. Lemley, Buscher, Paulman, Herron, Finnegan, Janie Paulman, Summers, Neugebauer, and Roman. Only Davenport, Eckert, Torello scored the first half, so Davenport, Eckert, and Kudzi are the only 3 that have not scored for the Falcons. And they may score here. 28 seconds left.
Yeah, Rory, talented little guard. They're going to need her next year, Aiden.
Yeah.
She's gonna step into a very big role.
They don't really have a guard coming back next year with Juliet and Emma and Anna kind of gone. They're going to need a guard, and she may end up getting some real varsity minutes. That's going to do it. 66-41. What a dominant victory for this Falcons squad. 25 points.
Yeah, it's good.
You're not going to see a better performance.
It's great to be back. Nothing I enjoyed more the last 2-3 years than standing next to you doing these games. Just so enjoyable.
25-point win. We're going to go through the totals. Lemley finished with 5. You had Buscher, who finishes with 11, one of a few players in double digits. Paulman with 10. Torello had 4, all in the first half. That'll be something they'll look forward to next game, trying to get her to get some shots going down because she didn't hit a field goal today. You had 12 for Herron, another double-digit score. Finnegan didn't get a ton of real good minutes, but she finishes pretty well. She'll get 6. 2 for Paulman, for Janie Paulman. 5 for Summers. Always good when Callie only has to score 5 and you still win by 25. You had Neugebauer with 6. Roman had 6 as well. So the Falcons will end with with Laura Herron as their leading scorer with 12.
Yeah, listen.
That's pretty impressive.
Double figures, scoring all across the board. That's how you get it done, Aiden.
18 for Conway, 3 for Fry, 10 for Tegan Tully, 3 for Emily Johnson, 4 for Henry, and Ortiz hit a 3. So by far, Conway was the leading scorer, but not really important in the long run. I mean, this Ward team is going to need a year or two, but they'll definitely be one of the top competitors in the league.
Yeah, no, they have some pieces, Aiden. You're right. It's a shame Conway's doesn't have another year because she is playing terrific, and what a bright spot. I mean, she was dominant down there against a very big, strong, talented Ludlowe team.
We'll be back sometime next week with probably boys, maybe girls. We'll figure it out, and we'll let you know. But for now, it's great to be back with you, partner, and we'll be back at some point next week with somebody.
Love it. Looking forward to it. See you next week.
For Scott Torello, I'm Aiden Blank. Thanks so much for watching this afternoon. Ludlowe 66 and Ward 41. We'll talk to you next week.